Hey everybody, it's Dr. Price, and today's video blast is going to be, we're going to go on a field trip. Actually, we are exploring my kitchen, and I'm doing this because I've got a visual that I want to show you. First of all, I want to say you're going to hear crying babies in the background. It is nap time here in the Price household, and for some reason both children, Sebastian and Lorelei, are not happy about nap time. And I just don't understand that, because I tell you, now that I'm 40, all I want to do is nap. So anyway, people are always asking me, they'll come in for an adjustment, and they'll go out and they'll do something, and especially if they're new patients, then within about a day or so, they're going to screw up their backs, and it's going to go back out, and they come back in. So it's kind of a repetitive process. And that's easy to explain. Obviously, if you've never been adjusted or haven't rehabbed your back and gotten your spine functioning, then it's going to take some time to retrain those joints. Well, other patients, the ones that have gone through the retraining process and are in what we call wellness care or maintenance care or just doing periodic checkups, they always ask me, why is it that my back goes out? And the best analogy that I've seen that kind of explains this to people is what I'm going to explain to you today as to why this constantly happens. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera around here, and I'm going to show you a little mess that I created. All right, this is a plug, obviously, and I've got a ton of stuff plugged into this outlet. Now, what's going to happen when I turn on, I put in my cell phone to charge, I turn on this laptop, I turn on this laptop, I've got all this other stuff plugged in here. What's going to happen when I overcharge that plug or I overload that plug? Well, one of two things: either we're going to burn down because we started a fire, or it's going to flip a fuse in the circuit breaker or in the circuit box. Well, your spine is kind of like that circuit box. When you add too much stress to your body, whether it's emotional, physical, or chemical, emotional being emotional stresses, different things like that, physical, obviously, traumas, poor posture, repetitive motion activities, different things like that could be a physical cause. And chemical could be anything. We have physical responses to things like medications that we take, to poor diet, to high processed carb intake, different things like that. So it's either a chemical, a physical, or an emotional component that causes these joints to go out of place. Just like the circuit breaker, when it goes out, when it pops, it's because of the overload of all the electrical currents coming through it. Well, when you overload your spine with either chemical, physical, or emotional stimuli, then that circuit goes, and that bone goes out of place in your spine, puts pressure on the nerve, which interferes with the proper functioning of the nervous system. So let me ask you this. Let's say I walk over, I go to my circuit breaker. In fact, let's do this. We're going to go over to our circuit box. We're going to give you a visual. I think I know where the circuit box is. I haven't had to do it in this condo yet. We walk in. Yep, there's the circuit box. Ignore the mess. This is my laundry room, and tomorrow's laundry day. But anyway, circuit box. I walk over here to the circuit box because I've overloaded my cords. I open up my circuit box here, and I flip it. Boom. Okay, now we're back to function. So now, all of those things that I had plugged into my outlet start working again. So I'm working on my laptop, Kelly's working on her laptop, cell phone's charging, Sebastian's monitor is plugged in, which I don't need because I can hear him from here. But all these things are plugged in, and they're working, and everything's going good, and then boom, there goes the circuit again. Well, crap. Go back, flip it again. Same thing as what happens in your back. You come in, I adjust you, I put you back in place, you go back to your life. You're sitting at the desk all day, you're not stretching properly, you're eating a bad diet, you're emotionally under massive stress because everybody is under massive stress, you're not getting your massages, you're not doing what you need to do to maintain these three sources of subluxation, so your spine goes out again, just like with the circuit breaker. Okay, so now it's switched again, you come back in, I adjust you, and we keep on doing this process. That's why I tell people the ideal situation is that you get adjusted once a week, because in our society, there are so many things that we do with sitting all the time, with the emotional stress, the information overload, with the processed diets that we eat. There are so many things that we do that our body can't handle it, and it gets thrown out of place. So how do we fix it? What do we do? Well, we have two choices. We can either pull some things out of the plug, okay? Maybe decide I don't need to use the monitor because the kids are screaming and they can hear them anyway. Maybe, not charge my cell phone right now while I'm using the two laptops. Maybe not run the toaster on top of it. Maybe not do some things that are adding these stresses to the circuit breaker, and maybe the circuit breaker will hold, or at least it'll hold for longer. Okay, same thing with your spine. If you take away some of the stressors, then your body will hold the adjustment for longer. If you get up and stretch like you're supposed to instead of sitting at the computer for hours and hours without doing anything to maintain your body. If you get massages on a regular basis to help with your stress level. If you change your diet. If you, there's so many things that you can do that will help maintain the time in between your adjustments. But there are lifestyle factors that have to change, okay? What's the other option? Well, actually there are three options. The second option is you keep coming in for an adjustment, which is not a bad option because it is hard to change our lifestyles. The third option is you come in for your adjustments, but you also rehab yourself and strengthen your body. Strengthen your body's ability to handle these stressors. How do you do that? Through exercise, through making sure you're getting plenty of rest, through getting your regular adjustments, through getting your regular massages, strengthening your system. And that is the equivalent of going in and adding, I don't know, extra fuses to a circuit breaker. I don't know how that works. But whatever you would have to do to have it where that outlet could actually support all of these stressors or all those computers and all the monitors and everything that need to run on it. So in my opinion, it's really, life is about living life. It's about getting out there, taking on as much as you can take on, beating as much as you can beat, achieving as much as you can achieve, and doing everything that you can. So why not build yourself up? Get your proper rest, get your massages, get your regular adjustments, watch your diet, exercise, and read uplifting, positive books, whether it's the Bible, whether it's certain authors that you like that inspire you. Do things that help improve that positive mental attitude. And when you do this, you're going to build your body's ability to handle the stresses that are around you. And you don't have to worry about the external environment because you're building a strong internal environment. So I hope that makes sense. And when I say to you, my hope for you is that you take control of your health before your health takes control of you. That's what I mean. Take control of your health, get your adjustments, get your massages, change your diet, exercise, rest, positive mental attitude, and you take the control of those 5 things and you can have all the things that you need and handle all the stressors that come from having those outlets overloaded. All right, hope it makes sense. As always, those of us here at Chiro Spa and all of our massage therapists at massage membership clubs, we've got your back. So if you need anything, please give us a call. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.